Good morning, guys. My name is Sean Dex, and I welcome you back to the Mango Growth Daily Bitcoin and Chainlink analysis video. It's a beautiful day today, and Bitcoin is beautifully red. Is it time to go full on bearish? After all, I'm wearing red too. Actually, it's more of a orangish red, combining the mango colors in there too. But hey, I want to give a shout out to Vishal. This t-shirt says pizza fixes everything. And I couldn't help but think of you, Vishal, when I put on this t-shirt today. But yeah, let's go ahead and talk about Bitcoin. We will start with the Mango Research dashboard. Where are you? Right over here. And yeah, if you guys do remember from a couple of days ago, the 2-day did flip neutral. That was the first big sign. And today it has flipped short. Now, have I gone short? No, I have not gone short just yet. I do need to see, I need to see a lot more happen. Now, this is what's confusing a lot of people. I've been getting a lot of PMs. I've been getting a lot of PMs on this. So I will address this either right now or in the video later. But essentially, everybody's like, Sean, you've been leaning towards the downside. When are you going short? Are you short yet? Why are you still long? Etc. etc. By the way, I am no longer long. I did actually try for another long trade yesterday and I had to get out of it today. I'll be talking about that as well. I'll be giving you guys an update on my Atom trade. Funny little painful situation on that one. And is there anything else I do want to talk about today? OMG. OMG is pumping right now. 126% returns against the USD pairing. 83% returns against the BTC pairing. And another painful situation on this one, I got into this trade. I spotted on the charts that something was happening a few days ago actually, and I touched on this, right, a few days ago. I was supposed to bring this up with you guys. What happened was I got into the trade kicked me out of the trade and then pumped right after. It started its move right after. So that is a situation I want to share with you guys that, hey, it happens to me too, right? You're going to get into the trade, but your rules are going to kick you out of the trade, okay? Your rules are going to kick you out of the trade, and that's fine, okay? Every now and then, you have to be, that situation is going to occur and you have to follow your rules. You just have to follow your rules because your rules are set up for you to save yourself from those painful situations where the prices keep going down and down and down and down. So what ended up happening in this one was I was like, wow, this is really a good setup. This looks like it's about to do something. And I don't take trades on coins like OMG, but it just looked like something was up. I got into the trade, it kicked me out of the trade and started pumping right after. Okay, so wow, and that would have been a good win, right? But you don't see me moping around and being like, oh man, I can't believe I missed that, or FOMOing into the trade right now. It started moving, but it moved right into resistance, right? And I couldn't take the trade over there. I had to follow my rules again. Couldn't take the trade over there. And then the next move after that, I either missed the trade opportunity because the dashboard, I think on the 4-hour, gave a call a day ago, right? So I missed that opportunity. But hey, it's going to happen, man. It's going to happen. It's all right. Feel the pain, move on, right? Just move on. Hold on to it enough to learn something from it and then move on. Okay, so, oh yeah, on that note too, Bitcoin rules, right? People asking me, hey, Sean, why didn't you go short over here? You were leaning towards the downside. You were talking about it in the video with Krisha too, blah, blah, blah. Or at the very least, why didn't you get out of your long? Well, because I had a rule. I told you I had a proper rule set for me to get out of, right? What I say, I said either we close a candle underneath 9,300 or we take out this wick over here at what's this low over here? I can't see, 9,112. Now we did take out that wick over there and bounce right after. And that was reason enough to, actually it wasn't, to be honest, it wasn't reason enough for me to get out of my trade. But because I was leaning, so this is where emotions kick in, right? Because I was leaning towards the downside and I just felt so uncomfortable in my trade. I've been talking about how, in the past few days, I've been talking about how, hey, you're going to feel uncomfortable in your trade. It's going to happen, but you have to stick to your rules no matter what, right? And then something this happens and gives you reason to get out of your trade. But quite honestly, guys, this only happened on Bitstamp. It did not happen on Deribit. And I was like, am I just using this as a reason to get out of my trade, or is there good enough reason? And if looking at just that, to be honest, no, it's not good enough reason to get out of your trade. If this does not happen on multiple exchanges, it needs to happen. Let's say you're looking at 3 exchanges, it needs to happen on at least 2 or 3 exchanges. It did not. But if you guys do remember very clearly, over the past like few days now, we were looking at the 6-hour 21 EMA as a guide, as hey guys, this has been bouncing really well off the 21 EMA. And what was happening? I didn't get on my trade, but I watched this go all the way to the top of the 21 EMA too, right? I'm like, if this closes in over here above the 6-hour 21 EMA, I'm going to stay in my trade. And then it closed underneath. I actually did not get out of there either. I waited for the next 6-hour candle, and the best time to have gotten out of your trade would have been on the 4-hour retest of right over here at 9,600, but that's not where I got out. I got out somewhere at around 9,480-ish. And then I tried for another trade. Why? Following my rules. I tried for another long trade just yesterday. And this was based on, essentially, I was trying to buy underneath the daily 21 EMA and the Tenkin. And then I was looking for it to close over the daily 21 EMA as well as the 2-day 10 SMA. Okay, yes, very, very ambitious. I was looking for it to close above essentially 9,324. What was I looking for? Essentially a bounce play. Again, I was looking for a strong bounce where it closes all the way above this neckline over here. So essentially I'm playing the same trade, right? The same trade that I was looking to get invalidated on, or same level that I was using to get invalidated on. Now I'm using that as my thesis. So look at how I set up this trade idea. I'm like, okay, not only am I going to take a trade off this support region over here on the 21 EMA, but I'm also looking for a bounce off it. If I don't get that bounce, I'm going to be getting out of the trade. So not only was I looking for it to close above the 21 EMA and tanking, guys, I wanted a strong enough reaction of that level. And this is what I mean, guys, when I say I'm not only looking at how many times it touches the level. No, I want to see the reaction too. I did not get that reaction. I did not get it closing over the 2-day 10 SMA, right? And that was key because the 2-day was also closing that day. As you can see, we started a brand new 2-day candle, closed on the 2-day 10 SMA, and now I'm like, okay, cool. The daily 21 EMA has been broken, but it's not enough for me to take a short position off that just yet, because I do think we can come test the 2-day 10 SMA one more time. I'll be looking to see the reaction of that. If we get a hardcore reaction, I'll be taking a range short play from around 9,300-ish to around the 21 EMA on the 2-day, right? So again, I'm not looking for a trend trade yet. Okay, I'm not looking for that big trend trade. I know everybody is looking for that big move, and I get it, I understand, and that's why I'm confusing people, because I have been saying, hey, I'm looking for that move all the way down to the 6,400 region, right? And I'll talk about that too. Why am I not, if I'm looking for such a big move, why am I not rushing into my position? And it's just that, the keyword there, rush. How often have you guys been right on your direction, but you were too early on putting on the trade for the direction, right? So I want to see a little bit more confirmation. I want to see certain things break before, or certain structure in the chart before I actually put on that trade all the way to 6,400, 6,500 region, right? For now, if I see trade opportunities, I'll be looking for range trades and maybe turn it into a trend trade if we get that break. Okay. And what else do I want to talk about? Okay. Another very, very specific question I got was somebody who took the same trade as I did, and he was holding on to his trade because I was holding on to my trade over here. And you guys cannot do that. You cannot take this. You cannot, firstly, do not copy what I'm doing over here, because this is not financial advice. This is for educational and entertainment purposes only. And if you follow me or copy me, you're going to lose all your money, because I don't know what I'm doing. I am a complete moron, right? So with that being said, you guys aren't putting on the same trade as I am, really, because when we were since the first few times that we came up to that 9750, I've been telling you guys, or like I was very, very repetitive on it, right? Even on those daily videos, those day trade videos I did over those weekends, last week and the previous week before that too. I was like, hey, 9750, that's a key area I'm looking at. I was feeling very uncomfortable about that area. I was not convinced that Bitcoin would break it. And if you go back onto the daily time frame, you'll see that right over here. Bitcoin kept coming up to 9750, 980 region and closing underneath it, right? Did we ever close? Look at that. We never had a convincing candle close above. We did not even close a candle above 980, right? 9800. So that's the region where I was very, very shaky about, very, very finicky about, but I still wanted to be in my trend trade in case we broke it. Why? Because that region was so important to me that if we broke it, I wanted to be in the trade. So how do I handle that kind of situation? That's the reason why, guys, I was selling those calls against the 9750 strikes, right? And I've been mentioning that over and over, but I think, again, there's a little confusion as to what I mean by that, and I'll give you guys a quick explanation by what exactly is it, what exactly does it mean to sell a call, and I'll give you guys a very simple, crude explanation now. How do I put this? Essentially, when I am writing a call, or rather when I'm selling a call, picture a situation where just you and me, all right, just you and me. I am writing a contract, okay? I'm writing a contract to you, okay? It's an agreement between the two of us where I am giving you the right, okay? I'm giving you the right to call me up and say, hey, Sean, okay, I need you, I'm calling on my right to buy Bitcoin from you at that strike price of 9750, okay? So I'm writing an agreement and I'm signing it, I'm giving you that agreement, and you now, with that agreement, you have the right to call me up whenever you want and say, hey, I want to buy Bitcoin at a price of 9750, and you have to give it to me at that price. Now, it doesn't matter whether Bitcoin is sitting at 15,000 or 12,000 or 20,000, okay? I have given you that right. So Bitcoin's sitting at around 12,000, 15,000. It doesn't matter if you call on me to basically exercise that contract that I signed and gave you. I am obligated to deliver Bitcoin to you at that price, okay? So Bitcoin sitting at 10,750, and that's when you call me to execute on that contract or exercise your right on that contract. Well, I'm going to be in a $1,000 loss because I'm going to have to go to the market, buy that Bitcoin for 10,750 and sell it to you for 9,750, right? It's a very, very crude way of putting it, and that's essentially what I was doing. I was writing contracts and selling those contracts to people, giving them the right to buy Bitcoin from me at 9750. Now, again, I'm putting it very, very crudely. That's not how I'm not selling to a direct person over there. There's a clearinghouse, etc. But that's a deeper conversation. But another important thing to note over there, that when I'm writing a contract like this, right, I'm not going to say, okay, you can just do it whenever. I'm going to say something like, okay, you have this right for a couple of days. You have this right for 30 days. You have this right for 1 year. Okay, I can put a date on that, and that's known as the expiration. So what was I doing? I was writing these contracts on very short dated expirations where it needed to happen within a couple of days, or I get to keep that premium. Remember, I'm not going to give you this right for free, right? I'm not an idiot. Why would I give you that freaking right? No, I'm going to charge you a premium for that right. And that's what I was doing over here, guys. I was just collecting the premium, okay? I kept, as long as Bitcoin was not breaking through this area, I was fine. Now, this is where people will be like, oh my god, he's selling calls. Oh my god, he's gonna get wrecked, blah blah blah, he doesn't know what he's doing, such a noob. No, remember, I was long from here. So if Bitcoin does go up, right, and breaks 9750, I don't need to go and buy Bitcoin from the market. I already have the Bitcoin covered, right? I hope you guys are understanding now. Like, I'm giving you guys kind of tidbits of all of this just to give you guys an introduction into these ideas. So this is how you can use different financial instruments, guys, to make your trading life easier. And people get really, I'm ranting so much today, holy crap. I guess it's called Friday rants now. People get really thrown off with all these names like futures and futures and options, etc. You guys need to understand, if you guys are in any field, all right, any field, computer science or art or whatever, right, just understand that all these financial instruments are just that they're tools that were created for a purpose, okay? They weren't created first and then people then figure out what to use them for. No, people had a problem and they then created a tool to solve that problem, and that's where options and futures, etc. come. And I'd love to basically just go deep and explain all of this, because it is really fascinating. It does open up your options. Right now, we're living above the 21 EMA and Tenki, but we don't know whether we're going to close here. We could close underneath, and then we're going to have a close and an open and a close underneath the basically a confirmation under the daily 21 EMA and Tenkin. we could come all the way down to this juncture over here, guys, 8,000-ish to 7,973, right? So this isn't the best look for Bitcoin right now, but there are bullish, I won't say bullish, but there are some factors or considerations that we have to take before getting too bearish here, all right? You can't sit on the sideline, guys. You do not have to always put on a trade. You do not have to be short or long, right? You could simply be, you know what? I'm waiting to be convinced. I want to take the easy trade. I want to take the mango trade. Am I recording? There's so many times. Okay, cool, I'm recording. I want to take the mango trade. You can just wait for the easier stress-free trades. And the reason I am being a little bit more cautious over here is, okay, where do I start? Firstly, let's go and start with the monthly time frame again, okay? I talked about this 2 videos ago, or rather 2 days ago. Kusha did yesterday's video, so go back 2 videos and you guys will find a deeper explanation on the monthly, but let's start with the monthly. We talked about our major level, right? This level right over here, which was sitting at around 9,300. When we talked about it, we were like, okay, Bitcoin is currently sitting above it, but it's the 20th now, okay? It's the 20th. We're coming 10 days into the close of the month, and even though we're living above it, we need to see a close above it. And many times now, we've seen Bitcoin disappoint, right? Where even over here, right? Living above it, this key level, 9,350-ish, same situation. And then right after, we close underneath it into the Tenkin, and then boom, 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 right? Now, again, we're in the same situation where looks like Bitcoin or the bears are trying to get the month to close underneath this level. We also talked about the key June resistance right over there at 9,900, which is the same situation over here again, right? It's a flat key June, which is why I felt so strongly about, you know what, we are likely going to come down over here. I'm not convinced. I'm not comfortable in my position. And there you go. Key June resistance rejected this time, didn't even live much above it like we did all the way over there. Closed underneath the Key June, closed underneath the major level that we are talking about. We have not closed underneath it yet. I do want to correct myself on that. We've not closed. 9 days, a lot can happen. We may freaking close all the way above 14,000 for all we know, right? 9 days, it's Bitcoin, guys. Okay, but right now, looking weak, right? What am I looking at right now then? I'm looking at this major level next at the Tenkin and the 10 SMA sitting around 8,550-ish. Okay, so those are the 2 key levels right now on the monthly. If we do close the month underneath 9,350-ish, and by that nature, we're going to be closing under 9,900, then I do think next month, we are at the very least going to test 8,450-ish one more time, right? At the very least, test the Tenkin. If we lose the Tenkin, we're coming down at the very least to the 21 EMA, and that's when I am going to be looking for that move actually to 6,300, 6,400, guys. So you guys are seeing where I'm getting these levels from. It is the monthly levels that I'm looking for. But we need to see a few things happen first, right? We still have monthly Tenkin underneath us. I'm looking for monthly level. I'm looking for monthly move, right? Well, I need those monthly supports to break first. We also have weekly supports that I'll be talking about very soon. So we have this level over here, 8,400. If we break that, that's when I start going, okay, you know what? Let's go for it. Let's go for this move. But we're still sitting on that monthly support. I don't want to be too aggressive just yet. You can see I'm pointing like you guys can see. You can see this wick over here, very important. We can go ahead and mark these candle closes too. And now suddenly we have a zone that marks out the 10K as well as the 10 SMA. Okay, cool. So we have all of these levels. Let me go ahead and let's use the object tree. By the way, object tree has been introduced, or rather the new, it says new object tree too. Ha, that's funny. Okay, yeah, the old object tree on TradingView was horrible, man. So this new one is actually pretty useful, because we can go ahead and mark them all like this. Okay, they mark them all. Okay, cool. And then I can put them in a new folder like that. Can you guys see that? Let me check. Okay, you guys can't see that. Okay, and then I can right click and rename it and say monthly levels. Okay, so it's monthly, and then I can hide them. Okay, boom, they're gone. And I got to give a shout out to Jojo. She was like, hey, has anybody been using this? This is really cool. And I was like, what the hell? When did TradingView introduce that? So yeah, thank you, Jojo. This is actually very cool, very useful. And the one gripe I have with this is sometimes it doesn't save. So I go through all the effort. And a quick tip, maybe try hitting Control S and saves every now and then. So yeah, maybe that gets fixed too later. But I like the direction TradingView is going with this. And let me go ahead and hide this again. Cool. So now we are at a weekly levels. We're looking at the weekly time frame, and look at that, guys. Weekly Kijun, and this is what I missed. By the way, this is what I missed with the trade that I took yesterday. I should have been looking for the retest of the Kijun, and then this is another thing I want to talk about actually in terms of psychology. I took the trade based on the daily time frames, right, as well as the 2-day getting supported, and then this morning I'm like, oh man, we're coming to test the weekly Kijun, okay, and I'm getting on my trade, but we're bouncing off the weekly Kijun. This is actually looking good. Should I get out of my trade? No, do not do that. Your thesis was based on something else. If your thesis did not find that Kijun play and you did not even think of it, don't start looking at other levels and stay in your trade. Don't do that. Why? Because that is a slippery slope, guys. That is a bad habit. And even if the Bitcoin decides to bounce from here, we are closing a week after all. It very well might do that and continue. I'm going to be like, no, Sean, I'm proud of you. By Sean, there's two Seans, right? Remember the manager and the executor. I'm proud that you followed your rules and you executed on your rules, right? That's fine. If I caught the Kijun before and thought of the trade based on the Kijun, then maybe I would have stuck with my trade, right? But I can't do that now, because how many times have you guys done that? Where you take a trade over here, okay, based on this level, and then Bitcoin dumps, and you're like, oh man, I gotta get on my trade, and then you realize, oh no, but this is a key level too. I'm gonna hold on to it. Because we're likely gonna bounce here, and then maybe, just maybe, I can recover this trade, all right, and I can turn this loser into a winner, and then dumps again. And dumps straight into another support, and you're like, okay, I'll hold on. Now the loss has gotten too big. I have to hold on, man. The amount of times I've heard people say that I have to hold on to my trade now. I can't sell. No, you can always sell. You can always sell. No. Right? You started off bad, and then you just made it worse and worse and worse, which is why it's always important to rip the bandage off, get out. If you want to enter again. I mean, if I'm looking at the weekly level, okay, let's say this was the hourly candle. Would I care that let's say this was the hourly chart and this is the hourly Kijun, and you were looking to buy this on the hourly time frame? Would you care whether Bitcoin was at 8,800 or 9,112? You wouldn't care, right? It's such a small difference. So on the weekly time frame, this bounce is negligible. You just put on the trade again. Okay, similar reasons. Get out of your trade, and if you're still liking the trade, get back in. Right. So never ever stick to a trade because you find another support level or you find another reason to stay in your trade. All right. So this is another reason why I want to be a little bit more cautious, guys. The Kijun. Okay, until we break the Kijun, I don't want to be, because this is the weekly Kijun is pretty important, all right, and we have a monthly level there too. And then if you go on to just pure daily and look at only support and resistance, do I have any horizontals? No. Okay, let's draw some SNR over here. Okay, we are clearly sitting against a key level over here. If you guys just zoom out, use this guy over here and then zoom, you'll see boom, bounced and had a nice up thrust, broke it, came, retested this level and drive down. Over here too was very key, broke down out of this bull flagish formation after this big pump here. This was that big 45% or 50% pump, came down, retested and drive down, right? So key level, now we're testing that level. We're against that resistance, we're against the daily 21 EMA and daily Tenkin. Okay, cool. So we have that, what is this sitting at? 9,200 key level over there. What's our next level that I'll be looking at? Well, there's one sitting right over here in our face, 8,550-ish, right? What does that line up with? Our monthly levels. You can see over here too, consolidation cluster. We can actually mark this with a nice box like that. Okay. We don't need it all the way there, right? This is good. Zoom out. Actually, no. This is actually a key area. Okay, cool. So we lose this box over here. That's when we get the easy trade. As simple as that. Okay, let's go ahead and look at the 2-day and see if that lines up with anything. 2-day 200 moving average. What do you know? Tenkin is down there too, but at that point, guys, we'll be losing the 2-day 10 SMA. I believe the 2-day 21 EMA 2 would have been taken out. Yes, this is a key level here, 8,550-ish. That's when I will be looking for the trades towards the downside. Until then, I'm just fine waiting. Either find waiting or I'll be looking for range trades. Okay, the range trade I am looking for, guys, is around 9,300. If you come and test a 10 SMA on the 2-day, I will go over this one more time with you guys. I do like that trade. I do like that trade. This does have a nice probability of going from 9,300 to taking some profits at 8,554. That's a key level. Remember, we've not tested that level yet. Okay, we've not tested that level yet. So getting bearish before we test it and break it is completely a little bit too premature. And if you look at the 2-day time frame, okay, just look at this over here. Well, it's on the 2-day, we're still in an uptrend, guys, and we've been using the 2-day more ever since over here, right? Look at this over here too. The 10 SMA is pretty key. We've been using the 2-day time frame as our guide as to whether or not we should be bullish or bearish. And right over here, this was when we broke the 2-day key zone. That's when I'm like, all right, no reason for me to be on the bear side anymore. And I was looking for a retest. I never got it. Krisha took the trade. She wrote it, and I had to wait for this move to. I'm still bummed out for missing the 2-day 21 EMA move over here. We got it twice, and I missed both moves. I bought at 8,550-ish, so I didn't get that big of a move this time, right? But hey, the question is, has this bull trend really ended? I feel like everybody's trying to jump the gun a little bit too much. Maybe it has. We've had a spectacular run to the upside, no doubt, and if this spectacular run breaks, I think we're going to have a bigger move than people are expecting. I think we are coming down to these levels over 6,550. I could be wrong, but I don't lose anything by being wrong on that, right? But I do think that this move has been long enough that we will be missing. Everybody's looking at the move as though it started only over here, but to be honest, wow, that's a 40% move even if it started over here. This move, if you took it at the right time, and I look back, I'm like, there were better times to have been being bullish if you read the macro situation correct, and I did not, right? I was being cautious, I guess you could say. That's my self-defense mechanism. But there were earlier, like right over here, actually, this was it from around 5,800, 5,900, or at least the second test of the monthly 6,480-ish level, right? When it came to a second test, you could have caught a big move. So we've had a huge move. So if we break this channel, right, I don't know how I would draw this as a channel. I'm not too good with my patterns. There you go. Okay, cool. There you go. There's your channel. If we break this channel, I do think we may come down to this key level over here, right? So on that note, I'd rather be a little bit more patient, wait for that confirmation before taking that trade, because we could bounce over here. We could bounce over here from this key level, maybe come test the 2-day 21 EMA and then bounce, and suddenly you're like, damn, all I had to do was remain on the side of the market. And in my opinion, I'm not convinced that the market has flipped just yet. I do want to talk about another we're talking about Bitcoin either going up or down, but there's a situation where Bitcoin may actually go sideways and then down. And that's the situation I'm actually leaning towards. Okay, and that may not be the most popular opinion over here, but on the 12-hour time frame, we might be doing something like this. Okay, again, might be a little bit too early to say. We have this candle is not confirmed yet. We're going to have confirmation in 15 minutes, and let's see. Actually, if we actually play this out, we're going to be doing something like this, and then down, right? I mean, we could break to the upside too, right? Like you can see that I'm leaning towards the downside, and that might actually be my undoing, because I need to probably step back and be like, hey, Sean, if we come back up here one more time, this is putting a bull flag like this against resistance. We may actually break to the upside and have an explosive move. So I'll have to sit back and think about this before getting before I miss the mindset planning for the upside move, right? I got to get ready for that too. So let's keep an eye on that. That possible formation on the 12-hour. It's looking good on the 4-hour too. And in fact, over here on the 4-hour, this may actually see continuation. If we close over here, there's actually a short-term trade opportunity over here, guys. We may actually see 9,350 get tested again to the upside. So if people are getting too bearish over here, they may get surprised. May see something like this. And then the big surprise would be this happening next week. I might have to sit down and do some thinking. Okay, so you guys should be doing a lot of thinking too. Don't get too bearish yet, guys. Don't get too bearish yet. I think people are getting too they're getting too quick to pull the bear trigger. Again, keep in mind my eyes are on 6,400, but we may not come down there. We may not come down there. So keep that. We want to see confirmation. I'm still waiting for confirmation myself before look. Just because my eyes are at 6,450 doesn't mean I'm looking for the trade just yet, right? And that should tell you guys something that, hey, it's not convincing just yet. If you look at the 4-hour Ichimoku, guys, we are getting support on the 4-hour cloud, right? Like very well, right there, right? Bounce off the bottom of it, and now edge to edge, probably to the top of the cloud. Not yet. We may actually get there, right? And what is the line of it? 9,300. So yeah, bounce to the bottom of the cloud, consolidating a little bit, and now this move is actually looking like even the cloud is lining up with the thesis that we may actually test 9,300 again. Let's look at the 200 EMA. Where's that coming in at? Okay, coming in at the bottom of the cloud. So seeing that support over here. So again, even this is lining up with that idea that, hey, until 8,650 to 8,550-ish region, this entire zone over here, support, guys. Like, cannot be shorting into this with too much aggression. Weekly support, monthly support, 4-hour support, 2-day support, daily support too, right? 8,550 support across all time frames. That's actually a good long. This is actually a good long, and I didn't take it. So I mean, I took it and I got out of it. Maybe I was wrong to get out. Okay, so that's Bitcoin. Is there anything else I want to talk about? We talked about 6 hour already, right? We broke that 6 hour 21 EMA, tested the Kijun 2, holding the top of the cloud. Let's look at, I gotta give shout outs to Hatham from Mango Seed. He spotted that the top of the 8 hour cloud has been holding really well as support. So this is something that we can keep an eye on too. He is pretty right on this. So again, if you close this 8 hour above the Kijun over here, the Kijun 2 has been holding really well on the 8 hour fast 1, 2, 3 candles, and on the 4th candle over here, we may close above in the next 4 hours. So essentially this 4 hour closing in 11 minutes, and the next 4 after that we'll have our 8 hour candle close over here, and I'll be looking for that move to 9,380, the 10 can right out there. So a lot of confluence with this level, with this move over here, if we see the right things happen. Okay, now I think that's pretty much it. Last thing I want to talk about is the 4-day time frame, and again, the 4-day time frame has some support coming into it, not yet. The 10 SMA, that's going to be key for me. 8,620, 21 EMA, 8,300-ish. Okay, so a lot coming there. It's not too early to be bearish, guys. Too early to be bearish. Okay, I know I'm wearing red, but that was just to fool you guys, and to give Vishal a shout out. Okay, so that's pretty much it. That's pretty much it. I wanted to talk to you guys about Atom, right? So yeah, let's go ahead and talk about Atom USD. Freaking Atom. That was my fault. That was this is the weekly. No wonder I was like, what the hell is the chart? Sorry, the 4-day. So okay, cool. So it's the kind of thing you like to see after you screw up a trade. So what happened was, let me show you guys on the lower time frame. I got into my trade, right? I talked to you guys about it. Let me find the spot. And I got stopped out because I forgot to move my stop loss. So I put my stop, let me hide everything. And hide the horizontals too. So I got in somewhere over here, and I put my stop loss right on this wick over here and underneath this wick. And why did I put it there? Because I was doing the video with you guys and the trade was just unfolding, right? I didn't want something to happen and me get caught without being able to manage the trade while I was doing the video. But after the video, I forgot to move my stop, because I would have moved my stop away from it and I would have moved it probably somewhere down here, right? Because I wanted this to have, especially when the way I do it, guys, is that once the trade starts moving in my way, right, I want to give it a room to breathe. I don't want to get stopped out of my trade. If you see a candle close, okay, on a higher time frame level, which would have been in that case the 4-hour or 2 4-hour candles or 1 12-hour candle, in that case I would have been looking to get out of my trade if it broke the key levels I was looking for. But this was when Bitcoin had its major move. I got stopped out and I should not have, right? And it pumped right after without me. I'm like, are you serious? Again, do not trade when you're tired, because I was tired after my this is a little bit different for me, but if you are tired, you're going to make mistakes, okay? I was tired and I forgot to move or follow my rules and move my stop after that, because after the video I did with you guys, I was tired. So I want to talk about that too. Do not trade when you're tired. That's why I have a rule that if you haven't slept enough, Sean, just do not take the trade. Do not take trades in the middle of the night, blah, blah, blah. All these rules that make you make stupid mistakes that turn a winning trade into a loser. Like this could have been a winner, right? I mean, yes, it dumped after that, and I'm feeling good about that because it would have been a loser anyways. But what if this kept pumping after, right? And those mistakes cost you. So yeah, that's Atom and OMG. We already talked about that. Pumped without me too. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Let's go ahead and talk about Link BTC. Link is still holding that weekly major level, guys. Like freaking beautiful. So look at that, against resistance right now. So what does it do from here? Let's go ahead and put on horizontals, and right there, this diagonal level we've been looking at for freaking months now, right? It's been holding it. Do we close around? If we even close it around this region, it's going to look really good. If we take out this wick over here, guys, at around 43,962 Satoshi, I do think at the very least we're going to be testing this region over here at around 45,550 Satoshi. But a candle close, a nice, good, convincing candle close above that, and we're likely going to have for the upside. The lower time frames are looking really good too. Look at that, like just freaking, this chart is so good. Broke, test, and now continuation. If we break above here, next short-term move I'll be looking for is around here, and we kind of already tested that region, so we're likely going to come and test it again. And if we break above this region over here, so we can go ahead and mark out this zone now as major resistance. Again, these are all short-term time frame trades. The big trade was on the weekly time frame, on that around this diagonal over here, guys. And if you break above this zone now, I'll be looking for this move to around this region. That's the next big trade for me. That's the next big trade, where if you break this, get the retest, and look for continuation to the upside. That's Chainlink BTC. We can look at Link USD, probably doing really well too now, to be honest. Oh no, it's still going sideways. Jesus Christ. How do you guys trade chain? I mean, usually it does well, right? But this is why I trade Link BTC, man. So I mean, it's not bad. I'll have to probably like undo everything. Let's remove all these lines. Let's remove everything. Okay. Let's look at the weekly. Let's see if there's anything there. Well, how do I do this? Okay, so that's going to be key. And right over here, ooh, this is on the weekly time frame. Chainlink does have an opportunity to do something interesting. So if we do close a week here, this would be a nice weekly candle. After having so much hesitation, Chainlink on the USD time frame is looking pretty good. If it actually does see continuation, it's like almost the bears are giving up, and we have continuation to the upside. And Link BTC is kind of driving this, right? You're seeing BTC go down, Link BTC go up, Link USD staying the same basically going sideways. So BTC is going down, Link USD is going sideways. That's bullish to me. That's actually bullish to me. We close over here on the weekly time frame. I'll be looking for continuation. Now we can go on out to the daily, see if that lines up. Just sideways. So closing a daily on that is not going to be enough. We need to see a weekly close in this cluster here, the weekly close, right? And cannot lose this level over here on the daily time frame. So that's what I'll be looking for on Chainlink. Let's go ahead and see what the Ichimoku is saying. Green above the 200 moving, above the Tenkin, above the Kijun. So everything about this is looking good. It's just about patience, honestly, just about patience at this point. Look at the 2-day time frame, what's going on over there. Again, same thing, not telling me much. Okay, so now that's Link USD, that's Link BTC. We talked about Bitcoin as well. Is there anything else I want to talk about? No, I think that's it. Hope you guys enjoy your Friday. Hope you guys enjoy your weekend. I'll see you guys in tomorrow's video. Throw a like, throw a subscribe.